TradeSquare is Australia's first business-to-business marketplace connecting people, brands and organisations into this diverse ecosystem in a unique global landscape. Through pivoting, transforming and reshaping, Australian businesses have an opportunity to create the model for the future that aligns with the world's needs and leveraging the power of a collaborative approach. Through the TradeSquare podcast, we will bring together dynamic, diverse and thought-provoking leaders from business, government and organisations to have conversations to further enable new thinking for the future. Welcome to TradeSquare, Australia's leading business-to-business marketplace. I'm Catherine Vandermeulen, and on this series, we're connecting to Australian women changing the world with technology. And today we're chatting to Deborah Fairfull, founder of BlissPot. How are you, Deborah?
Hi, Kath. I'm very well and very happy to be here today.
And so tell us, who is Deborah Fairfull?
Well, I am many things. I'm a mother, a wife, but I guess what we're mostly talking about here today is that I'm an absolutely passionate entrepreneur. I started my first business when I was 24 years old. So I've always had the bug, for most of my adult working life. And I'm actually doing my third business now. I previously had a design business, and what I discovered from a very early stage, when I was 24, I just was so passionate about business and I thought I was invincible and I could do absolutely anything. And I even thought business would be easy. Like, I had absolutely no idea. But what I found was, when I got into it, all the things that I didn't know, I'd never run a business before, how naive I was, and how I had to really grow personally to be successful. Like, if I didn't grow as a person, my business wasn't going to thrive. So I learned, and I new ideas in areas that I was struggling, and then implementing those concepts and strategies into my life and finding that they made a positive difference, and then doing more of that. I just love that whole process. So even though my first business was a design business and my second business was a healthy fast food business, back in the early days, 15 years ago, I started up a healthy fast food business before superfoods and everything was trendy. What the common thread through all of that was the personal development. Even then, I'd be a passionate lifelong learner, going out, learning new ideas, bringing them back into the businesses, sharing them with people, watching them thrive and grow, and then watching the business thrive and grow. And it was just a genuine passion on my behalf. So for my third business, after some soul searching, I decided that what I really should do is a personal development business, which has sort of evolved into a wellbeing business, because that's what's really in demand these days. And wellbeing, personal development, is a big part of wellbeing. So that's in a sort of a very quick overview of who I am and what I love to focus on.
You mentioned before lifelong learning. Tell me about what that means to you.
To me, that means always being open and realizing that you don't know it all, and you don't even actually need to know it all. And as your challenges arise, you can develop the skills to get through them. But I guess it's, just having that passion and that interest and being curious about things. And that includes yourself, which is often a last frontier for many people, because we can be very happy to learn things out there, or hard business skills, but sometimes it's really hard. It's hard and challenging. I would never deny that. And it takes great courage and bravery, often to look within and get into that self-reflective feedback loop and be a lifelong learner about yourself. Like that's a big journey, but I feel that's a very meaningful journey where you can learn to really live your truth and be an expression of that in all areas of your life.
I love the word that you threaded through there around the curiosity and that lifelong learning. It's not only about lifelong learning about self as much as it is about the external, the internal and the external, and working those things together, and having that curious mind to be able to unpack both.
Exactly. And just thinking sort of like it's a process. When I was studying psychotherapy, it's that they call it the self-reflective feedback loop, where you look at your day, or it might be a conversation or probably even a conflict that didn't go that well. And you look back at it and you think, oh, why didn't that go well? And usually you will know the answers if you just sit and be still and listen. And then you can maybe think of ways you could do it better next time, or ask for some feedback. And that's how you really grow, because you're being aware of your behaviors and then you're making choices around them to be more the person that you want to be going forward, because we all make mistakes and we're all doing the best that we can at the time with the skills that we have. But when you use that, you've got that ability to be aware and that openness to grow and change. It can be very powerful in living an empowered life.
And so, over the last 12 months, particularly, I've had many conversations with organizations across the globe. And there's a thread of discussion that has only been amplified by COVID, and that is around mental and emotional well-being. How does your work support this?
Yes, that's really so topical and pertinent to the work that I do, because people, as you said, all around the globe are realizing that our mental and emotional health underpins all areas of our life. And organizations are particularly realizing that there's a direct correlation between how employees feel about themselves and productivity and profitability, and that stress impacts so many areas in an organization, such as employee retention rates, absenteeism, presenteeism, and workers' comp claims. And there's a new standard called the ISO 45003, that's all about psychological safety at work. And that was developed because of COVID and the impact that it's having on people worldwide. And it's not a law, but it's strongly advised that companies and organizations provide wellbeing support for their employees, because it's so needed during. So BlissSpot provides a comprehensive wellbeing that is tailored to meet individual an organization where they're at on their wellbeing journey, and do that. But thanks to technology, we're able to provide a scalable, also meet needs of large organizations. So that's been right on trend for what people are looking for and needing right now during these
And
times.
so you partner with many organizations like Business in Heels, Pointer Remote, who we've had on the podcast before, and Work 180. Why are partnerships to your organization so important?
They're really important. I love the being in business for many, many years. Partnerships have really come to the fore, because I think people realize there's so much joy in collaborating together. We're stronger, and we reach many, many more people when we partner together. So you said we partner with these types of companies that you've mentioned, but one of our main partnerships also is with Fingerprint for Success. And so they're a coaching company, and so together created a wellbeing coach, provides well-being at a very, very affordable rate, a very high coaching product. But we wouldn't have been able to do that on our own. And because we're able to partner with something, we're able to provide something of greater value to people. So I just think partnership, it's like 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2. I always say it equals 11. Like, it's so powerful when you like-minded people and work together with them, because A, it's fun, B, it's really effective, and you can reach more people.
And so how have you activated a focus on personal development with technology, particularly over the last couple of years?
Well, I guess what we've done is we've brought together community, technology, and education. They're the three areas together. And as you have heard, I'm really passionate about personal development. So Spot has attracted a community of like-minded experts from all over the world who are the best of the best in the areas that they So, for example, we've got Anna Hollop, who we actually had at our event last week. She's won the International Alliance Award for Forgiveness, and she educates in forgiveness. And the author that educates on self-love has appeared on Oprah. So, and our leading sleep experts in the UK. So what we've done is brought together a community of incredible people with all amazing stories as to how they got to do their work and how they educate thousands of people all around the planet. So they've used their own personal journey and they've created a body of work that helps other people. So I guess I've got my own body of work, but people on their wellbeing journey are looking at different work at different times. We provide like a smorgasbord of all this content in different formats. It could be a podcast, it might be meditations, it might be online courses or blogs. It's because people learn with different learning styles as well. So providing tech and that leading education together, we've been able to provide a personal development platform.
Beautiful. So you've also been a teacher with Mind Valley, an organisation that I certainly have been following. Would love to hear more about this.
Yeah, so I thought that I would like to be an expert. That's what, as an educator in my own right. So I developed a body of work based on all my both academic and also experiential, based on my life. And I also used to have my own private practice in me. And so I sort of combined all that I'd learned from all those different areas into a body of work that I used to call day. So I was very passionate about trying to share skills with people so that even in a very busy urban environment, they could feel blissful. Because as we know, if you're a yogi or a monk and you're away in a monastery and you're removed from the normal stresses and pressures of life, you're less likely to get anxious or depressed, and also in those places they've got a lot of support around those types of areas. But for us in the busy modern world with many different pressures, I believe strongly that there's ways in which we can tap into our peace and calm regardless of what's going on around us. So that was my body of work called Bliss Every Day, and I developed that into an online course, and I used to write lots of blogs and educate around that, seminars, workshops. And then I was lucky enough to become a teacher with Mind Valley, who I absolutely love because they have, incredible experts and beautiful work that they put out into the world. So I enjoyed doing that work. I was with them for about 2 years, but my business roots were calling me home. I still had I love being an entrepreneur. So I realized that I miss that side of the business, just focusing on my work. And I love communicating, collaborating with lots of different types of people. So that led me down the path of starting up BlissSpot, my own business.
And so how have Australian companies adapted their role in wellbeing to enhance their company's capabilities?
Well, I think what's happened is that they've realised that well-being, I think there's two things. There is an absolute genuine concern of managers and business leaders to look after their employees. Like, people genuinely really care about the people that they work with. And I know, speaking to many business leaders, it's been really hard for them seeing people struggling, being in isolation or working remotely, or all the various different challenges that people have had with COVID. So I think there's a genuine desire to help people with their well-being. And then there's also the commercial side of it, where they realize that there's a real return on investment. So that for Harvard research has shown that for every dollar spent on a wellbeing program, that there's a return of $6 over a period of 2 years or so. So people are realizing that it's important to support people's well-being as a human kindness. It's just a really important thing to do as a human-centered behavior, but it's also important from a commercial aspect as well.
And so in this podcast series, we've been connecting with Australian women changing the world through technology. How has technology further enabled the work that you do?
It's helped us by allowing us to access the best team in the world. I think that's something really, really exciting that wouldn't have been possible without technology. So, for example, our marketing is done from the UK. We have a world-class marketer there that's developed a world-class team who's based in Spain and Canada. So it's not that we just have to pick our team for BlissBot from Sydney. Not that there is a lot of incredible people that work in Sydney, but now we've got access to the whole world to build a world-class global team. So that's super exciting. And I think with technology, what's another really exciting aspect is that in the past, if you lived in a remote area, you might not have been able to get to the psychologist you needed. You might not have been able to attend the seminar you needed. But now, due to technology, we can access remote areas all over the globe. If you've got an internet connection, you can tap into BlissBot and what it offers. So, yeah, I think it's just changing the face of well-being dramatically. Our goal is to democratize well-being, and that is to make well-being widely available to as many people as possible by making it accessible and also affordable. In days gone by, going to seminars and workshops and going to psychologists can be an extremely costly exercise. People could easily spend thousands of dollars on that every year, making it available for those who could afford it. Whereas now we offer very high quality content at a very, very reasonable price. As little as $14 a month, which is affordable to most people. It's almost like 3 cups of coffee to get access to concepts and ideas that could be life-changing in the way that they support your mental and emotional health.
All those cups of coffee we definitely don't need to be taking into 2022. I think we all need to reduce all of our caffeine intake.
Yeah.
So, Deborah, thank you so much for sharing your wealth of knowledge and your world with TradeSquare.
It's an absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me here today, Catherine.
For more information on TradeSquare, head to www.tradesquare.com.au and support Australian business economic recovery and growth with a collaborative approach to the future of business.